All right, so listen, I'm going to pick a fight with antibiotics. I'm only going to scratch the surface of it. If you want to chat more about it, I am so open to this because what I'm finding out is like they're causing more harm than good. And I'm not just finding this out like last week. I've got 3 kids who've been probably on antibiotics umpteen times through their lifetime, and it just kind of gets me like, hey, what's the skinny on these antibiotics? What is it doing to us? Like I said, I'm just scratching the surface. I will be more than happy to discuss it further with anybody. Message me, we will chat. So listen, I know a lot of you have kids, and maybe this is you. Let me just give you this little fact. In a child's lifetime, by the time they are 18, they have been on 10 to 20 doses of antibiotics. Let that sink in for a minute because I'm seeing all these posts of, I don't know what to do, Susie's sick and she just can't shake this strep throat, she can't shake this cold, she's got the flu, she's not feeling well. Every year I see these posts from people. And I get it. You don't want your kids to be sick. I totally get it. So you're like, well, I guess we'll go to the doctor and put them on antibiotics because that's what we've been taught for years. And then after they're off the antibiotics, they have some sort of other illness that may come along. May or may not. I don't know. I've seen it happen with my kids. And I was like, you know what? No, not happening. So let's discuss this. What does antibiotics, what do they do? Okay. They kill off bacteria, right? They kill off whatever the virus. Oh, wait, I thought viruses were supposed to run their course. So they're killing off bacteria in our system. Did you know that we are supposed to have certain amounts of bacteria in our system? These antibiotics are flushing out the good bacteria, leaving room for the bad bacteria and the germs. So over sanitizing, over antibioticizing, whatever you want to call it, is making us more sick. You guys, we're wrecking our immune system by doing this. I'm going to let you in on one little secret here. Yeah, I get this. I take this antibiotic, I put it in my mouth, it goes through my system and my intestines and my stomach, and then maybe I have some side effects to it that aren't quite good for my stomach. I don't feel good, I'm on the toilet, whatever it is. Take this as a sign. That's what it's doing wrong right there. It is flushing out. It is taking out where 80 to 90%, okay, let's go 70%, okay? Yes, I'm glad my house is not overly clean either. I've always said like, hey, have your kids eat dirt, build their immune system up. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in this. So your immune system, like 80% of it is housed in your gut. So when you're swallowing that antibiotic for the strep throat, for the mono, for whatever it is, it's going through your gut and it's taking out that good bacteria, which is making you more susceptible to be sick again and again and again and again. So how do you fix this? Like, okay, I get it. We don't want to be sick. We don't want our kids to be sick. Sometimes antibiotics are necessary. I highly recommend you only using them when they are necessary. And look, you don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe me at all. Because like, I didn't go to 1700 years of school, or do I have a PhD? But ask your doctor these questions and find out what kind of answers they're giving you. Because if they don't have answers, they just know to write these little scripts. And sometimes we become this like over antibiotic society. We're running to the doctor for an antibiotic for a virus. Guys, let's boost our immune system so we don't need the antibiotics that are jacking up our gut, causing long-term health effects like, inflammatory disease, metabolic disorders, pain and inflammation, allergies, more sicknesses on top of sicknesses. This is what we're doing by taking antibiotics all the time. Just gonna scratch the surface with it, right? That's all I'm doing. So let me just give you like some tips. Only take the antibiotics if they're absolutely necessary. Like there are other natural things out there that could probably help you to not, to heal whatever your virus is. Because, mom always says, what is it? Feed a fever, starve the flu, feed the flu, starve a fever. Maybe those things are something we should try instead of running to the doctor. I always try to let things run their course before I fly in there for an antibiotic. Because I had a kid that was on antibiotics for the first year of her life, probably 9 times. She has terrible allergies now. Terrible, right? But you know what? we deal with that in a natural way. Knock on wood. See, I would never want to go and fight against this because it's like as soon as you change that or say something about it, all hell breaks loose, right? We don't do flu shots. We don't use hand sanitizer like it's cologne or a bath. Yeah, they smell really good too. Guess what? Scratching the surface. The smells are bad for you too. What's in there? The perfumes. Scratching the surface. These things are not helping us. They're harming us. So only take the antibiotics if it is absolutely necessary. Like, you know that, I'm going to give you a real quick tip here. Like, you don't need the hand sanitizer. You don't need the antibacterial soap. Vinegar works really good. Maybe it doesn't smell so good. And guess what? Peroxide works really good too. Okay? So another thing is like, well, wait, let's start right from the source, right? 80% of your immune system is housed in your gut. So how do I stop this cycle from happening? Fix your gut. How do you do that? I'm scratching the surface, guys. I'd love to chat more about it. But seriously, like, let's watch what we're eating. There's antibiotics in so much of the meat because they want to make them big, fat, juicy pieces of meat for us to see, right? There's so much crap in the food that's causing these issues. There is so much you can do to boost your immune system, like changing some of the stuff you eat, fixing your gut. Like, it could be gut check time. Now listen, you guys can, I'm attaching this to a blog. You can read the blog. I go into a little bit more detail on these things. I link you to some other things, but look, I don't have all day to do this, and I'm sure you guys don't want to sit here all day, right? I will set up a phone call and chat with you more on it because I would absolutely love to do it. I just kind of want to bring this into light for people who are like, I just don't get why my kid is always sick. Always sick. Eat dirt. Let them eat dirt. Build their immune system up, you guys. Dirt is from the earth, right? That's where we're going. We're going with like, let's boost our immune system with maybe some probiotics. Yeah, probiotics. They keep the good bacteria in there and they're fighting to keep you healthy, okay? Maybe there's some natural supplements that you can take that will work on boosting your immune system so you're not getting sick, so you don't have to run to the doctor for antibiotics over and over and over again. That's going to save you a lot on your co-payments and your medical bills now, isn't it? If we only knew what we didn't know, some things would be so much different for some of us in our lives. And that is what I'm trying to promote. That is what I'm trying to say, like, hey, let's figure this out. Let's find out why we're always sick, why we always have antibiotics. Like, I don't have the cleanest house. I know someone posted that. No, I don't have the cleanest house and you can't eat off my floors, but if you do, it'll help boost your immune system. Don't be afraid to be a little bit dirty. It builds up the immune system. You know, I mean, we cannot put everybody in a bubble. We cannot over hand sanitize people. We can't rub it head to toe like I've seen a lot of people do. Like every 15 minutes, I've seen people do it to themselves. I get it. We don't want to be sick. But when you're doing it that way, it's not helping. It's hurting you in more ways than one. I only listed a few of the things that could happen as far as becoming antibiotic resistant. Like, you'll notice, like, man, this flu, man, it's like the super flu this year. Like, antibiotics can't even kill it. I know it's Sunday, but really, no shit. Yeah, I'm going to say it. No shit, guys. It's not going to kill it when your immune system that's housed in your gut is funked up with an N. Kristen, if you're on, it's F-U-N-K-E-D up. Because we don't realize that this is where things need to be fixed in order for us to have better health, better wellness, feeling better all over, not feeling like we've been hit by a truck. I mean, some of these people are being knocked down for weeks by this flu, and then as soon as they get better, they're sick again. Because they never had time to build up their immune system. They went from the antibiotic to the antibiotic again. So the antibiotic that was supposed to be making them better jacked up their gut, made things worse. They got better for a little bit. Then they got sick, and then they're on an antibiotic again. If this is a cycle that you're going through, let's chat. Let's get a little further than just the surface level that we're on right now, because it is so important for you guys to understand these things and to realize that we don't know what we don't know. And everything that I've learned and that I know and that I'm researching and that I'm specializing in now, I can't not share it with you guys. I can't, especially when I'm seeing the posts on top of posts about these sick kids, and I feel so bad. And I hate when my kids are sick, because when they hurt, you hurt. I don't care what situation it is. You want to take that away from them. And by knowing this, you could be the biggest and greatest health influence in your house. So I just urge you to do your homework, check into it, find out, why is my kid on antibiotics all the time? I actually had 2 kids that had that issue. They were for 2 different things. One of them was a UTI. How about that bacteria that probably should be housed and they were swiping it out of there? You know, there's just certain bacteria that we're supposed to have and certain bacteria that we're not. So I'm hoping that this has shed light to some of you guys to where you're like, oh, I can totally do this. Because I always see people like, that's it, I'm killing this flu bug. I'm going to spray Lysol all over the place and I'm going to, you know, sanitize the toilets. I get it. It's gross. It's really gross. You want to clean that stuff out. But like, maybe you're causing more harm than good with the antibacterial, antibiotics, what? What is it anti? Think about that. So that's all I have for you guys today. I just kind of wanted to scratch the surface, but seriously, if it's something that you want to know more about, I would love to chat with you more and go further into detail on this with you guys, because like I said, we don't know what we don't know. And when we look further into it, and then when you kind of are thinking about it, like, wow, yeah, this is the path that has been going on with my kids for years. How can I change it? And here might be an answer for you. Here might be, you know, a chip into the, hey, we're not going to be sick all the time. We're going to actually boost our immune system instead of having to worry about fighting off the germs and the bad guys. Because maybe some of those things are supposed to be in our system and they're supposed to help us. Because in the long run, it affects all total health everywhere when we have messed up our gut. So, all I have for you guys today, I want you just to take this as it is. It's a surface level reminder. It's a surface level education for you guys. It's an eye opener, I hope. So if you want to chat more, send me a message and I'll catch you next time. Bye.